we treat our donors like ATM machines. We get a big gift from a donor, whether it's at an event or they just decide on their own they're going to give a gift. And then we don't talk to them for a year. We invite them to the next fundraiser and we ask them for a next event, a next gift, or we have a desperate need. How are we going to make payroll this month? And we call them up like an ATM machine and ask them if they will help us to make payroll in an act of desperation. But we haven't taken time to show 5 acts of gratitude in between. I think of donor relationships just like a courtship. So we think of donors, we go, oh, I know this person has lots of money. They could give a big gift. Well, yes, they could if you have built trust and friendship. In the same way, where if a young man meets a young woman for the first time, he might think to himself, I'd like to marry her, but he doesn't ask for marriage on the first date. In the same way, we can't meet a donor who has a lot of money and ask them for a big gift on the first date. We have to spend time cultivating, building trust and friendship. And each time we get to ask a next big question. In the role of a courtship, the next big question is the second date. And the next big question might be to go meet my family. We have to have a series of engagements with a donor before we can ask a big question. So we ask for a first gift, but then we want to engage them more, get to know them better before we ask for a second gift. And in between, we need to show acts of gratitude, not just your email generated letter for their tax purposes, but things that actually would be meaningful to a donor. It could be attending an important event for them, whether it's a graduation for their grandchild or it's the funeral for their spouse. It could be if they've given a large gift to your capital campaign project, maybe you have recruited an artist and spent a couple of $100s to have the artist do a rendering of the new building with their name on the signage outside so they can see what it's going to look like. It can be a painting from one of the children in your program that they has been framed that they can hang up in their office. There are lots of different ways, small and large, don't have to be expensive, where you just simply show gratitude to a donor before you ask them for a next gift.